Hey guys! Today we're back with another one of my no-bake creations. That's right, it's the Kinder Slice. I'm talking a rich, crispy slice of Kinder heaven. So, without further ado, what you'll need for our chocolatey delights is butter, Rice Krispies, golden syrup, marshmallows, milk chocolate, and last but not least, the holy grail, Kinder. And what I love about this recipe, guys, is that you can make it with only 6 ingredients in about 15 minutes, which is so handy. I'm going to start by pouring in 70 grams of butter and combining that with my Kinder chocolate. And let's just make sure we're doing this on a low heat, guys. Just going to melt that gently. And then I'm going to simply break up my Kinder chocolate and put that in here. And roughly break that up. I'm going to give that a quick stir until that's all nicely combined. Next, I'm going to simply add 3 tablespoons of my golden syrup. And we want to make sure these are heaped tablespoons, guys. And then we're simply going to give it a big stir. So next I'm going to quickly add about 100 grams of marshmallows just to give it a really fluffy consistency. And we're going to give these a stir. Now the next part is really easy. We're simply going to add 170 grams of Rice Krispies to our mix, and then that will form our base. Just going to lightly combine this. Feel like perhaps I probably should have got a larger saucepan at this point. You can really see how that's all coming together, guys. I really do find that by adding the marshmallows, it just gives it that added touch. So I'm just going to keep folding that all together. So now I'm going to quickly pop this off the heat, and then we can get ready to add it to our tin. Now I've greased an 8x8 baking tin with butter, but you can use baking parchment as well, guys. And I'm simply going to pour my mixture into this and flatten it out. Just going to pop that right in there. And then we can flatten it all down. So much mixture. And you'll need to press down quite firmly here, guys. And then I'm going to quickly go around the edges, and then we're going to smooth it slightly, just to make sure there's no lumps and bumps. I love this recipe for so many reasons, you know, it takes so little time to do, and it's just absolutely delicious. I have one friend that actually asks every couple of weeks, "Oh, can I have your Kinder slices?" It's the biggest compliment a baker could receive. Perfect, so that's all smoothed down, and now we can get ready to move on to the next step, which is to add our melted chocolate as a topping. Now you can use any kind of chocolate that you like here, but I'm personally going to use dairy milk because, well, it's just my favourite and my mum's favourite. Shout out to you, Mum. But you can use white chocolate, dark chocolate, anything you like. It will still be just as delicious, I promise you. But whatever chocolate you're using, guys, you'll need roughly 250 grams of it. And what we're going to do is simply pop it in a bowl and put it in the microwave in short 30-second bursts. After we've taken it out, we're simply going to pour it over the top of our base, and then we're going to put it in the fridge to set. So I've quickly grabbed our melted chocolate out of the microwave, and oh my god, it smells amazing. I'm really resisting the urge not to eat this all, guys, so please send help. I mean it. And now I'm going to simply pour this over the top of our base. So I'll just quickly grab that again. So what you'll want to do here, guys, is just quickly pour that out. Don't worry if it's not even, we can always spread that around afterwards. And now I'm simply going to spread that around evenly. And I'll show you a really helpful trick in a minute. We're just going to get that right to the edges of the tin. So a little tip here, guys, if it's not completely evenly spread, what you can do is gently shake it. And that goes perfectly smooth. So this next bit is entirely optional, guys, but personally, I absolutely love giving all of my bakes that perfect finishing touch. If you're happy with how it is, then you'll want to transfer it to the fridge for at least an hour to set before you dig in, but I'm personally going to take it a step further, so I'll move on to that now. So when I was making this recipe, I thought, what is better than Kinder? Can anyone tell me out there what is better than Kinder? That's right, more Kinder. So you can probably guess what we're going to do next, other than booking an appointment at the dentist, of course. What I've got for the second stage of my decoration today is some extra Kinder bars and some melted white chocolate in a piping bag. So I'm going to start by drizzling some white chocolate over the top of my pudding, just to give it that professional finish. And you're going to want to apply quite a lot of pressure here, guys. I'm simply going to go end to end, just like this. It's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. We're going to go over it again in a sec. And now that I've done it that way, I'm going to simply do that again the other side. And as I always say, guys, don't get too caught up with perfection here, because we are going to be tweaking this slightly. And if you really want to try this part at home, don't worry too much if you don't have a piping bag, because you can simply use a carrier bag. It works just as well. Believe me, I have tried it several times and it works a charm. Now what I'm going to show you is a little tip that I picked up a few years ago. You simply need to grab a cocktail stick. And you're probably thinking, okay, why? That seems a bit peculiar, but bear with me. It will work wonders. I'm simply going to drag this from edge to edge, just to give it a sort of ripple effect. It looks beautiful. Et voila. And now for our finishing touches, I'm simply going to grab our Kinder from earlier and place them on top. Just going to try and do a nice little pattern here. We'll see how this goes. And I think I'll save this last one for me. My God, it smells like happiness. I am not even joking. So now we're all done. I'm simply going to pop this in the fridge for at least an hour to set, and then we can come back and chop it up. I'm personally going to leave this overnight, so I'll see you tomorrow. And we're back. Now I've taken my Kinder slices out of the fridge and transferred them to a chopping board, ready to slice them up. Now it's just worth noting, guys, that I have let these come to room temperature before I attempt to chop them, because trust me, it is so much easier. So I'm simply going to cut these up into 9 even slices. You can do more depending on how hungry you're feeling. So I'm just going to start by chopping these up. Don't they just look perfect? There we go, 9 roughly even slices, I think. Don't quote me on that. Now I'm going to finish off by transferring these to my cake stand to show you the end result. So I'll be right back. And there we have it, our no-bake Kinder slices. Look how thick they are, guys. I cannot wait to try these. These are perfect for any occasion, and I find this is such a nice way to display them. Look at that. And as you can see, I have dusted these with icing sugar just for added effect. It's perfect if you want to take it to a family gathering, a party, anything. What's more, guys, is this recipe is great for any occasion, and it's so easily adaptable. So if you're not too big a fan of Kinder, you can always change it into a Mars bar slice, Oreo, or even Millionaire shortbread. So, the moment of truth. Let's try one of these. That is delicious. Oh, I'm gonna have a good time eating these. One more thing before you go, I'd absolutely love to know what your favourite recipes are at home. Whether it's a classic recipe or purely nostalgic, pop it in the comments below and I'll make a video about it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. It really means a lot to me. And if you've enjoyed today's video as much as I have, then don't forget to like and subscribe. That's all for today, but I'll see you next time.